Yes, just looking at the pictures they have on WWE, like there's a lot of shit I just can't even mention for the year. Like the whole thing with Wendy Chu,
Yeah.
and
All right.
then she went to. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. Um. Yo. All right. So we're back at the Wrestling Babble. We had some technical difficulties. So we're gonna do our top five stuff. We're gonna run through it. I'll let you start with your men. Then go to your women, and I'll do men and women, and then we go to matches.
Okay, all right. So there is no specific order for who's number one and number. This is not the of the year thing. Well, it is, but it's very difficult, so I won't do that. All right, so we got Drew McIntyre, confirmed hater of the year.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, I think he has the best overall long-term story, still going. Some could say.
Yeah.
Some could say that his neck is hurt because of the bloodline, but not from the bloodline. Thanks to KO. Um, I have Osprey, who I think quality of matches wise probably had the best matches of the year. I also have Swerve, who is a different style and is also on the same page for matches like quality wise in AEW.
yeah.
Um, and then I think most improved, and maybe new most popular, Jay Uso.
Yeah.
Just his gigantic rise to the top this year. So,
And your ladies?
and ladies, I have Jordan Grace, who's traveled around the world and beat a lot of people wrestlers. I had one of my favorite matches of the year. Uh, Roxanne Perez, who killed it in NXT from the beginning to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Um, Mercedes Moné, who I think has not had a bad pay-per-view match, and even though the story has suffered, I just think they are a caliber above most of the stuff we have seen.
Yeah.
Liv, who I think is on the main roster, the most improved character they have in the women's division, I think. Yeah, this year, because I say Rio was last year.
Yeah.
And then I have together for AEW, it is Tony and Mariah May
Yeah.
because their story needs each other, and I think it was the best.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it was the best story in AEW the entire year.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I agree with that. I will run through my men. I have Jey Uso. I have Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Osprey, and Cody Rhodes as my top five. Honorable mentions. I'll like we said. Matt Cardona. He's been still killing it in the Indies. He made GCW so a must see wrestling event. So whenever you have Cardona, you know you're gonna get your money's worth. His little stint against Edge this year was actually really good as well. He popped up and fought Jericho on ROH, so he has some lot of good stuff. And then Bronson Reed, probably be one of he would have been top five if Priest and Damian Priest. I had to give him credit as well.
Yes.
Um, the women, Roxanne Perez, I did the same thing with Tony and May. I think they needed each other to make that storyline work, but also Tony Storm was probably the best thing on AEW TV, period. Over the men, over the women, I'll say that 100%. Athena, ROH, sadly, I wish she was on Dynamite and Collision because that women's division would have been a lot more interesting, but she's on ROH, so if you don't look for her matches, you don't see her matches. And sadly, that's sad. But she has some incredible stuff. She did some two tag matches on in Japan, which were great as well. So definitely check those out. Um, Liv and Rhea, just because I think Rhea had a strong beginning year, Liv has a strong ending year. They kind of both counteract each other. Liv improved so much and has been having a incredible wrestling women's championship run. And then Rhea just probably the biggest babyface of the WWE women's side of things. And then Jordan Grace rounds my list. Incredible matches. Her since in NXT and her TNA knockouts title run throughout this year been incredible. So there you go. And then my shouts outs will be Chelsea Green, Nia Jax, and I said one more, and I forgot who I said. But yeah, Chelsea Green, Nia Jax. I'll say those two improved so much, and Nia had a great title run as well. Matches, you could go.
Okay, matches is a different story, so there has to be a number one. Um, for men's, I have Andre Chase and Duke Hudson versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier. I have Adam Page and Swerve Strickland
Yep.
at their pay-per-view match in the cage with the with the syringe.
Yeah.
I have Swerve versus Will Ospreay, clash of those two styles. I have Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, Roman versus the Avengers. I
Yes.
have CM Punk and Drew McIntyre as my match of the year.
Yeah. I agree with that one.
For CM Punk defeats the hater of the year.
Yeah. Um, Very similar to yours with Roman Cody, and I think Hell in a Cell match was probably my favorite match of the year. But Roman Cody, that was like the end game of WWE, and was able to start a new, fresh, new thing. Um, and how it ended in all the season finale kind of shit. Obafemi, Dijak, Briggs, and North American title at NXT Stand and Deliver was fantastic, and those guys fucking were incredible in that match. Probably the best triple threat match this year. Heyman Swerve, the needle one. That's what I wrote. That's the one with the syringe. They both had great chemistry. I had my issues with Hangman, but I think they really built something in the storyline. And I also found funny that they did the Yule log with the Hangman just sitting in front of the building, the burning house. You know
Mm-hmm.
how they do the Yule log and
Yeah,
then
you're long.
Christmas.
Yeah,
They did
yeah. I saw it.
yeah,
I was
they put it
watching
to
it. It was
Hangman
funny.
burning the house. And then Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed is gonna wrap up my top five. I thought that match was incredible, and Bronson Reed has been killing it. It's, too bad he got injured in War Games, but hopefully he comes back stronger. Women's side,
Okay, women's. I have Maya Iwatani versus Tony Storm. Like I mentioned before, that seems to be a theme of people who have not beaten someone and they get the final victory, finally get that victory over them, and it's in a great match. And I think this is one of those. Mayu never beat Tony,
yeah,
and this time she fought timeless Tony Storm, which was it was a trip to see that. Also, you know what? It's also a culture shock because she did it in Japan,
yeah,
which is like is interesting to see the reactions to that character. So that was also another thing. I have Mariah May versus Tony Storm. Obviously, I think that is the best women's match in AEW for last year. I think it was the best story,
yeah,
period, in AEW. So congratulations to that. Also, it was a little talked about moment, the kiss that brought Nigel back.
yeah.
So that match has a special importance. So there you
There you go.
go. Women's Iron Survivor. I have, I think, one of the best multi-person matches of the entire year.
Yeah,
They killed it. I think the celebration at the end with Julia was cool to see the confetti and whatnot. It could have been anybody, but it
yeah,
was her. So, um, I have Monet versus Statlander 2. Came in just at the end of the year, but I think it was amazing. I think from the first one, the chemistry got even better.
yeah,
And number one match for Women of the Year, Jordan Grace versus Masha. Another rivalry match. Masha never beat Jordan, and this time she finally took her off her mountain.
yeah,
And I think it was an amazing match.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
My women's
My
stuff
women's
will
stuff
be
will be
Damn, I keep hearing myself.
um
Rhea Becky Mania. I thought that match was fantastic. It's not my number one, but I want to shout out that one. Very hard hitting, and it started from the entrances to the whole match. I thought it was a really good one. Tony Storm and May for the AEW Women's Championship. That was an All Out, I think. Um, a great end to that storyline that they really told. Monet versus Ottawa, IWGP title. That was actually really good. Jordan Grace and Snamovich will be my number one, and the Women's Iron Survivor will be also in that list. So that's our top five of stuff. I did put commentary
yeah, why not? I
as
don't mind
NXT number
commissary.
one.
I'd say I would agree with that.
I
I
have
agree with that.
NXT number one. I have SmackDown number two. I have Raw number three. I have Impact number four. Collision five and six is Dynamite.
Yeah, Nigel's pretty good.
Yeah.
I have to admit, really good part. We didn't do like best new like to the scene.
Yeah, we didn't.
Anybody, maybe somebody from NXT or somebody from AEW or TNA or anything that was like relatively new to,
I'll say
I
Obafemi.
guess, main stuff. Yeah, it's not. I mean, not
Yeah,
bad.
this is
That's new
first.
person
This
of
is
the year.
1 year.
Really, one
Yeah,
full year and that's it.
yeah,
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. All right. I don't know if I could pick anybody else after that. That's
yeah. Well,
kind of. I didn't
Obafemi,
think about that.
Obafemi, Kalani Jordan, women's side.
Sheesh. Yeah, I guess I would have to say over for men's. Damn. Um.
Hey, you think about it, you're like,
Yeah.
damn. I'll say Javon
Yeah.
Evans. I'll give him some shout outs, but Obafemi fucking just dominated. Like,
No,
just
because
you know what I
I
mean?
mean, even if you think about it, Javon, he's been around. That's the thing. He just wasn't there.
Yeah. Oh, but this is like his first year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Jesus Christ. All right, well, I don't think you can go any higher than that. Sheesh. For the women's, I'm trying to think. New. For, phew.
I'll say Kalani. I'll say Tatum Paxley, but she's been there for a little bit. But she started just really getting something this year. Um,
uh, I would say Kalani, but also Soruka.
Soroka, yeah. Her the only thing I'll say her injury kind of sidelined her, so she wasn't here as much the year. But when she came back, her and Kalani had probably one of the that match we should have spot out too.
Yeah, that's true.
Kalani versus Soroka for the North
Yeah,
American Women's title.
this is true. But I would say she had time because she also was a part of the crossover.
Yeah,
So she went over and she had matches with Jordan, which is like ridiculous,
yeah.
and a few other women over there. So like she kind of made up for lost time, and she was in the Iron Survivor. Like she made up. She made up.
I'll give that credit. I can't
Yeah,
think.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I would
Uh,
personally.
Jada
They're not
Parker.
new. Oh yeah, Jada. Yeah.
I'll say
Yeah,
Lola
the
Vice,
rise.
but this is the second year. Jada
Yeah,
Parker, this is like her first year. So yeah, Jada Parker.
the rise of Jada Parker. Yeah, I say as good as Ova is in the ring, she got on the mic in a year.
Yeah, I 100% agree. She had also had a Booker T moment.
True, true, true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So that'll be our top five of the year. We'll talk about it a bit more throughout the whole time because we have a new year to cover. So we're gonna go from there. We could go to the week of wrestling real fast. We kick off with the last Monday Night Raw of 2020. 2020. Actually, no, we're in a new week. No, it's New Year's was last week. Yeah, I'm so like lost from my days. So yeah, the last Monday Night Raw of 2024 was we kick off with Drew McIntyre, and this kind of went into against the Bloodline, right? That I remember. No, it was the New Days they interrupt. I'm trying to think what happened.
Still the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, so the New Day
He's
interrupts.
still the bloodline hunter.
Okay, so yeah, the New Day interrupts Joe Testero and Wade Barrett, introducing, and then the introduction of Jey Uso
Hmm.
happened. Uso dismissed the New Day and New Day sucks stuff, and then Drew McIntyre instead came out, and then Solo Worker
But
appeared.
before Drew came out, it was Jay. That's what it
Yeah,
was,
yeah, Jay came out,
and
and
just restarted the new day sucks chance.
yeah,
Yes,
um, that was a really good segment. So it was
they're
fun.
they're up there with Dirty Down now.
Yeah,
They can't explain themselves. Nobody wants to hear it.
we need a new theme for the New Day.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Or we don't, because I think if they start it and then they come out and cut it off, trying to explain. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like cut it off trying to talk all the time,
Yeah.
and then they just get the New Day sucks chance.
Yeah. Otis and Chad Gable 1-on-1. Very good match.
I think it took a little too long to get here.
Yeah.
I say this probably should have happened maybe like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Like when he slapped him in his face.
Yeah.
But still not bad. Obviously we got the interference from the Creeds, and then at the very, very, very end, we had Ivy come in and get him, and that's
Yeah.
what cost him the match.
Yeah. We had promos for, well, they hyped up the Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan match for the NXT debut on Netflix, which is next Monday, and the show goes back to 3 hours
No, it's tomorrow. It's
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah, today's Sunday, so yeah, tomorrow, which um goes 3 hours. SmackDown was 3 hours this week, and I think they're gonna stay 3 hours. Both shows.
Yes, sir.
We had no truth. We had Truth versus Dunn, and that didn't happen because again, Truth keep fucking around with the Butch name, and you don't
And
like it.
he got dealt with.
Yes. And then you had Dakota Kai versus Zoe Stark. This is for the IC title to get into the finals, and Dakota Kai takes the match.
They had time, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
I think that's the positive side of them going back to 3 hours for Raw and SmackDown is the fact that we're gonna see. We kind of saw it on Friday, that you saw people that you normally don't see every week, and you're probably gonna start seeing them more, and you're gonna see lengths of matches get a little more time and things like that too. So I'm hoping for the best for that. Um, we did get Finn Balor mock ring told what, damn it, what was that? Told Raquel Rodriguez to wish the latter the best of luck. The tensions go high with Judgment Day. Um, yeah, still a lot of shit with the Judgment Day. And shout outs to Carlito, mad that they didn't get the DLC that he's in.
In the clubhouse. That's pretty funny.
He was mad. He was like, "Yo, why I'm not here?" He's part of the DLC and they didn't buy him.
I hope they have it next week. I hope they. I do. I really do.
Yeah, Damon Priest and the War Raiders versus Judgment Day. Very fun match, and Priest and the War Raiders win.
Ivar bounced off that rope when he missed. It was hilarious. That's all
Yeah,
I got. So the moral of the story is though, no matter what Priest does, they will continue to try to beat him down because they jumped him after the match again.
yeah,
Like they didn't win,
yeah,
but they proceeded to jump his ass.
yeah. So loses. Yeah, Sheamus interrupts Ludwig Kaiser.
And so this is the return of Sheamus a
Yes.
little bit. Maybe not for. I think what was the last thing was the storyline his rib because of Kaiser, right? With the shillelagh.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking, is that why he was out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so he's mad.
Yep. Yeah. Backstage, Rey Mysterio propped up a dejected Otis following his match to Chad Gable, only interrupted by the New Day and Rey Mysterio. And the New Day look like they're gonna fight next week.
The LWO.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You have Lyra Valkyrie versus Io Sky. This was um the last match of the show, and then we had the promo matchup. This match was fantastic. Valkyrie wins clean.
This was basically a pay-per-view match.
Yeah,
They killed it. They killed it.
yeah, they
I
did.
think this was better than. I think this was better than Liv and EO from what was it last week? The week
Yeah,
before?
I agree.
Yes,
I
definitely
agree.
a good match. And I'm surprised for. I'm surprised, but not surprised that Lyra won.
Yeah, so Valkyra versus Dakota Kai for the IC title at the following Netflix um Monday Night Raw. Not this week's
Gotcha.
because I understand why they pushed it to the following week because that match that card is overstacked and it would
Hmm.
get overlooked. And then we had the CM Punk and Seth Rollins face to face. This was fucking fantastic.
Yes, sir. It was intense. They are still upset.
Yep.
Obviously, they're still upset.
They're about to fight.
uh, there was some truth spoken. The thing is, even though when Seth says something and it catches a reaction, the reality of the situation is the fan support is solidly behind CM Punk.
Yeah.
It is just he is their guy. It's
Yep.
been too long since he's been gone. He could kill a man and they'd be like, we still love him. So it's just one of those situations where, like Drew,
Yeah.
he has it in common with Drew. You get involved with CM Punk, you start to realize, man, this guy's a piece of garbage, and nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
He wants to talk about the future. What about the dirty stuff you did? So I wonder if this is gonna drive Seth crazy.
I think I have a feeling that we might get like a mutual respect out of KO, Seth, and Drew.
Maybe, but I also think this might finally be the next step, like the thing for the evolution for Seth's character, because he can't just be a good guy and still be the.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't be a complete bad guy. I
Yeah.
don't feel, because I think after this he's not gonna be a good guy.
He's gonna start taking people's eyes again.
I don't know. He might be taking some. He might take years. I don't know.
There you go. Wear ear chain of all the ears he
Yes. Oh
collected.
my goodness, that's disturbing. But yes,
Monday Night Raw, where you give it?
I give it an A. It was great. And we had two really good women's matches.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that. That was
Shout outs to
I.
that
I was gonna
fucking
say
thing Dakota did.
yeah, yeah. There was just stuff that they did. Like I think they said go out here and just have pay-per-view match,
Yeah.
PLE matches, man. Just do it.
Yeah.
Cause that Lyra and EO match was like Jesus. The counter that EO did off of like the second rope into that pin, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Obviously, that must have hurt Lyra, but that shit looked ridiculous. So, the one thing I was gonna say was anything to take away negatively. I think Otis and Gable should have happened a long time ago. So we should have been at a different point in the story by now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Because I do feel that the Alpha Academy kind of dragged
Yeah.
for a good minute.
Yeah. All right. NXT, and this is the show right before New Year's Evil next week. We kick off with all they did the NXT year end stuff between like segments and stuff.
Hmm.
But we kicked off with Keontae Jordan versus Lola Vice.
And this was because Kalani was mad.
Yeah,
That was it.
and
That
everyone
was
gets
it.
to be mad, but she don't get to be mad, so she
She,
want to fight
yep.
people now.
Now she understands. So you better watch out in the parking lot. Kalani might get you.
And then Vice
Um,
backslapped Steffi. And
so yeah, that looked mean. I don't. Again, I understand that they are professionals, but
yeah,
sometimes if you tell me I have to take a spinning back fist to the face, full blast from a martial arts lady, I'm gonna look at you funny. I don't know how many zeros is in Stephanie's check,
yeah.
but it did. That looked mean. That's all I gotta say.
They did announce that match of the year for NXT was Obafemi, Josh Bridges, and Dijak, North American title, stand and deliver.
Shout outs to Jack.
Yep, yep. All ego Ethan Page versus Cedric Alexander. Very good story
It was.
match.
Yeah, that's what I think it was. It was
Yeah,
definitely a push forward the story with Javon, who now has a shattered jaw,
yep,
and then Cedric will join him with his shattered hand.
yep, yep. Little by little, you have just one broken person. You gonna shatter someone's leg next.
Well, Javon has to have more friends, so we'll see.
Yeah. We have again they announced one of the awards and moment of the year, Joe Hendry in NXT.
Nice. I think they capitalized on the moment, but I will give a little shade to TNA to to them, I think they failed to capitalize because he is not champion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Even if it was like a hot, like you said, a hot potato like Jay and Breaker,
Yeah,
I think he should have won it
yeah.
and then maybe lost it back, but still.
We had Katana Chase and Carter versus Meta Girls versus Shansi and Gigi Dolin, which they're calling themselves what was Chemistry X.
That I almost thought it was like
Chemical
Wrestling
X. There you go.
Society.
Chemical X.
Oh, so they are the power. All right, they are the power.
Yeah.
That's literally the stuff. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Very good match. Very good
Legends
match.
and Jackson win.
Not surprised. They've been killing it. I guess they're gonna keep that momentum, but still very, very, very good.
Uh, you also had Nathan Frazier and Action win Tag Team of the Year.
Of course, if it was anybody else, you gotta ride. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So Roca versus Easy Dame. Dame wins.
Uh, it was mostly it was a regular match, but it was mostly story. So
Yeah.
that ended up having to stuff to factor into. We got Sean Spears on the little balcony.
Mhm.
So we got, and then we had Zarya, which ended up being the reason So Ruka lost.
Yeah.
So
We got backstage stuff with Lexus King. Is gonna be King versus Tali Dempsey as a rematch.
I think this is getting better.
Yeah.
The stuff with King and Regal and Dempsey, I'm pretty sure it's gonna end up with Regal and Dempsey on the same side.
Yeah.
It just seems that way.
Perez won Female Superstar of the Year, and the Prodigy warns Julia about New Year's Evil.
Yes, sir. Congratulations. I think she deserved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
hmm
Hank Walker and Tank Ledger versus Andre Chase versus Wesley, Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Igwe.
hmm
Solid match. The
So I
Blue
see we
King
got
in a white shirt.
well, yes, we got the dejected Chase
Yeah.
hanging out there. He was trying to do something good, but he's just not in it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at Wesley having some big boys to back him up.
There you go.
I'm not mad. That is something for those guys to do, right, while they get better. And then there's a definite change of character for Wesley. So I'm more interested in that. So we'll see.
And then we had the last segment, which was like a promo, and Eddie Trope stands over tall
Did
over
we
Oba.
confirm that Obafemi won? Because he cut them off before they could say it. Did he really win or did Trick win?
Um.
Who won the award? Whose name was on that?
Let's see.
Because
Oba.
they never let. It was over.
It was
Okay.
Oba.
All right. All right. He didn't let Mike Rowan finish. I'm just saying.
Yeah. NXT, where you give it?
I give it a A minus. A minus.
I go B plus. I go B plus. AEW Dynamite. Did you watch this?
I watched bits and pieces. It's not the whole show.
Orange Cassidy versus Hangman Page. I thought the match was okay, but I don't know what they're going with the storyline.
Hangman's still mad. That's all I know.
Yeah. Yeah, the Acclaim versus the Syndicate. Hurt Syndicate wins. It looks like
Was it
they're
an
gonna
ass
break
whooping?
up the card. It looks like they're gonna break up the Acclaim.
Was it an ass whooping though, or
Oh
was it
yeah, it
like a
was ass
regular
whooping.
match? Okay, as long as it was that good.
Jamie Hayter versus Julia Hart. Return match of
That
Julia
I
Hart.
wanted to see.
Hart won.
Did you see it or no?
It was alright. It was a solid. It was okay match.
Okay, gotcha.
And then you had Swerve Strickland versus Roderick Strong versus Jay White. This was for a spot at the Casino Gauntlet, the number one spot in the Casino Gauntlet. So you get, why are you fighting for the first spot of a gauntlet?
Yeah, there's no advantage.
Wouldn't I would just lose the match. I was like,
Or
y'all
is
gotta
it
fight.
the opposite way? Do they do it the last way? Do they do it reverse? And
No,
number one is the last person.
no,
Hmm. Yeah, that's stupid. Why would you
yeah.
want to be first?
I would have let someone win. I was like, go ahead, win.
Unless that was the last spot.
And they didn't
You
say
don't
that it
think?
was.
No, they didn't. But I mean, that's the only like other way I could think of
That's
it.
how
That
they
it
had
had to
to
be the last
explain it.
spot. Yeah,
I would
yeah.
have let someone win. I'm like, fuck that. You go number one. And then you have Jeff Jarrett announcing that he wants the title championship, and Powerhouse Hobbs
Huh?
having a squash match.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Why?
And then rated FTR versus Death Riders. Solid match, but I don't know why.
What
Uh,
was that last match that was rated FTR versus them, or
yes,
that was the
rated
weekend?
FTR
Okay,
versus Death Riders.
that match I did see. That was a solid match. Again, the story was like whatever,
Yeah.
but the match itself was solid. So
Yeah.
other than that,
AEW, I'll go B minus. No, I'll go C plus. It wasn't that. I'm just not interested in a lot of the stuff they go into me. SmackDown, 3 hour show.
yes, sir.
We kick off with Andrade versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Fantastic match. Nakamura wins, but then gets hammered by LA Knight.
Of course, he has not forgotten.
Yes. You had
Well,
meet.
well,
Good.
we did skip something. We opened with Cody.
Okay.
Yeah, Cody opened the show,
Yes.
and then the Bloodline Hunter, Drew
Yes.
McIntyre, came out, and he gave him a hug, and then he said, "Watch your back." And KO came out and beat the crap out of Cody Rhodes. So, what do you think? They working together, or is it just
I
coincidence?
I think they're
Because
gonna.
it's,
I think we're gonna start seeing them like working together.
I think it, I think it will be coincidence that turns into them being like a team or faction because everything they keep saying it lines up to
And
be true.
and
It's
then
just a different perspective.
and KO said it's Jay as well.
Oh, he said, yeah, he said, watch it back. Yeah, true,
Hmm.
true, true.
And Jay was like, "Why everyone want to beat me up?"
Ask your cousin.
So yeah, Andrade Shinsuke Nakamura, fantastic match. You had Michin versus Piper Nevins and long back, fucking Michael Cole.
I love it. That's her. That's her. She said it. She called
I,
herself long back.
I know, but Michael Cole saying it is fucking weird and made me laugh.
Of course, of course.
uh,
Uh,
your mic's going. There you good.
wait.
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Um, good match.
Yes. Definitely good. I like Chelsea's what she had on. I like the mismatched boots, the red.
Yeah, cool.
She looks
We did have backstage stuff with the tag teams. They all kind of getting into each other pretty deadly, and Legado de Fantasma got into a backstage argument saying who pointed fingers, and Apollo Cruz was in it, so you saw a new face. You also saw a lot of them arguing with each other with DIY and like, hey, these are great guys and stuff like that. So it's a whole thing, and then it led into the tag match, which DIY versus MCMG, and it went to a no contest because all the tag teams came out and interrupted. Good stuff though.
mm-hmm.
We got Nia Jax versus Naomi for the women's championship. Fantastic match. They really have great chemistry. Nia Jax wins, but then Tiffany Stratton cashes in Money in the Bank, and we do have a new champion in Tiffany Stratton.
It was well done. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
The way it happened, the swerve into the.
Yes.
So
If I was that referee, I would tell Tiffany to go fuck herself.
yes, yeah, yeah, pretty much.
He just threw my
Just
ass over the
slowly
fucking
funneled.
railing. I would have been
That's
like,
pretty
fuck
funny.
you.
You were simply a distraction.
Yeah.
Ah.
And then our main event we closed out with was the new bloodline versus the OG bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
And the new bloodline win.
Well, it didn't exactly go
Yeah.
as cleanly as that.
Yes.
It broke down a little bit.
I don't like. I went blank on this match. So if you know what this match is, go ahead.
No, I mean, it just got kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
Like at one point, you couldn't tell who the legal man was. Everybody was all over the place. People was just dead outside, and Jacob came in and cleared the house. But it was a distraction thing for Solo, and that's how he won. Because Sammy got spiked while he was pinning. I
Yes.
believe. Was it Jacob?
Yes.
Because Jacob got speared, and then Sammy pinned him, I think it was, and then Solo slid, like just sneaked in and spiked him as is. So it's
Yes.
like, okay, that was kind of cool.
And that's how we end SmackDown. First SmackDown of the new year. Also, I like the blue ring.
It was Jay that got spiked. My bad.
There
Not
you
Not Sammy. Sammy was crawling in,
go.
and
Yeah.
he didn't make it. My bad.
What you get SmackDown?
I give it
I'll go
a
A
good
as
show
well.
for me getting 10.
I also like
Great
the blue
women's
match.
match. Great women's match. Uh, the 6 man at the end was good. Uh, Michin and Piper had moments, and obviously Chelsea was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was just good. LA Knight doing what he do to Shinsuke Nakamura. That match was good. Like it was just good matches and
Yeah.
like good story stuff.
I agree. Oh, happy birthday, Harley Cameron.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to the MVP of AEW.
Yes.
I mean, well, when Tony Storm left, I would say she took over.
What else we got? We kind of got oh, with SmackDown. I'll go with A as well. First SmackDown New Year. They changed the set a little bit. They have a blue mat now, which I actually like,
Hmm.
and it works. On Raw, they showed Penta's face.
Just his whole ass face, or like the side
The
view or
the
something like
the the
that.
cartoon thing with the zero, they showed his
Okay.
face. It showed like the cartoon version of his face and shit.
Oh, okay, okay.
So Penta is
Gotcha.
that symbol. It is Penta. He's supposed to be on Netflix debut.
Yes. Well, I figured it was him when
Yeah.
they put the pentagram behind the zero the second time they showed. I was like, all right, okay.
Oh yeah, they showed the whole face this time.
Gotcha, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
We have like a crazy Monday Night Raw coming up Monday. We have Punk and CM Punk. Punk CM Punk. Seth Rollins CM Punk. We have Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan for the world title. We have Roman Reigns and Solo Sakura and Tribal Combat. So it's gonna be like a mini pay per view on the debut of Raw on Netflix.
Who is gonna win Tribal Combat, you think?
I think
Do
Solo.
you think the new or you think the OG?
I think seeing that they made a added speculation into it, as in Paul Heyman, if did they lose Paul Heyman's is Solos. I feel like Solos winning,
Hmm. Hmm.
or something's gonna happen, or Rock's gonna show up. If Solo gets kicked out, I think he's gonna put Jacob Fatu as the so something like
Oh.
that. I think something in that line of things. Gonna be something. And why John Cena posting pictures of Netflix DVDs?
Yes.
Anyway, that's our week in wrestling. We will
Uh,
give our
Before we
review.
go, I want to give a shout out because it's a special thing.
Okay,
Shout outs to Kenny Omega for his new intro
cool,
that he did when he collaborated with the guy from Final Fantasy.
nice.
But the reason why it's special is because the guy, like, I don't know how old he is. Like, maybe he's in his 70s, maybe he's in his 80s, but like he's retiring from making like video game music
Oh, okay,
on a big scale. So I don't think he's gonna have any more Final Fantasies behind him. I don't think. So having him make a Final Fantasy type song is a big deal in Japan.
okay,
So it's cool as hell, and
cool.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You saw the match, so you at least
Yes,
heard it at least once.
yeah, it was good. It was cool. But yeah, shout outs to Kenny Omega returned New Japan this morning. actually. And then Monet
Hmm.
capturing two more titles on her belt for off of Mina, and this morning
On
as
the
well.
way. On the way to Ultimo Monet.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
she needs eight more titles.
All right, she's probably only gonna get three more.
Yeah, because even Cardona didn't get that get the 12th title either. Yeah, I think he got
That's
up to
pretty
eight.
funny. Yeah, I think he got to eight.
He got up to eight, and one doesn't really
Either
count
eight or
because one
nine.
is his title. Like he just takes that
No, it
everywhere.
counts. No, it counts because you could beat him for it.
Oh yeah, someone did win it. Iffy, I think won it off of
Yeah.
him. Yeah. All right. That's weekend wrestling. We're gonna give a review of World's End real fast, and then we go into the podcast we listen to. So, World's End. I just watched the main show. I did not watch the kickoff. Was there anything interesting in the kickoff?
Mm-mm. No, I didn't see anything.
Oh, Tony Storm, Layla Gray. That happened. I didn't see it
Really?
though. Yes,
Oh man,
because
I
she's
should watch
acting
that.
like she's a rookie, so she's doing all the rookie stuff.
Oh, all right.
Um,
Now I got me. I gotta go.
and like
I
she's
gotta
acting
watch
like
that.
she don't know no one, and she's just meeting them for
Yeah,
the
she
first
doesn't know
time and stuff like that. Yeah,
Diona, anything like that. Yeah, I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
that.
I'm digging it. I'm saying again, Tony Storm is probably the best storyteller, so I'm interested what she's doing.
Hmm.
So we kick off with Osprey versus Fletcher. This was for the Continental Classic finals. Good match. Really good back and forth. Osprey wins. I'll go 4 or 5 with it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think it was one of the best matches of the night. Although there were some pretty good matches. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Next match is Okada versus Ricochet. Just for that slap in the back of the head, I'll go 4-2-5.
Yeah, that's crazy. How you do that to that man? That was insane. Yeah. The question: how many times have they fought? They haven't. Have they not fought a
A long
lot?
time ago.
Oh wow, so that's kind of special. All right,
Yeah.
all right. It was a solid match. This is also starting to slowly show the change in Ricochet.
Yeah.
Slowly, it's getting to that breaking point, getting slapped in the head, being called bald during the match
Yeah.
is ridiculous. Anyway, I agree. 4-2-5.
Oh, I shout outs to Ricochet when he did on to Swerve
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
on AEW. That
He gonna pay for that. He gonna
I'm gonna
pay
go
for that.
B minus just because of that. I think they went to a better direction for Ricochet.
And they were gold scissors, which I think was
Yeah.
that was a nice touch at being excessive.
Yeah.
Why you got gold scissors, man?
MJF versus Adam Cole for AEW ring. The ring.
Uh, right off the bat, solid match. It's just the story was one of the things that strain. Usually, I care about an MJF match. This time, I did not. So I couldn't give it higher than a four because it never. I don't think it reached those heights for me. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
I go 375. I think I was not invested in it, and I don't think they got me invested in the match either. And then even the ending, I didn't really care. So that kicked out
No,
Warlow too.
I kind of liked them getting back together. Although I was, where's Bobby Fish?
Where's Warlow?
Well, I don't know if that is my question all the time. Every Wednesday, I always say, where's Wardlow? There needs to be a shirt,
Yeah, where's Warlow?
just him looking like Waldo.
Yeah.
Where's Wardlow?
We have an international championship match. We have Hobbs versus Takesha.
Meat, meat. I think this is the crowd had it on point. Meat. That's what it was. It was two meaty men smashing into each other.
Yep.
Very violent, very hard hitting. It was solid, and give credit because Hobbs sold. So a different dynamic to his character. I think it was a solid four. I would say 4-2-5, but I think my score would have changed if he won. But it's just that he wasn't gonna win.
I'll go four as well. I'll go four. We got Monet versus Statlander for the TBS championship. I think this was probably one of my favorite matches.
It's I would say tied for what I think is the best match of the night.
Yeah.
I think they killed it. I think it was better than the first one. I think the ending made a lot more sense than the first one. You know what I mean? Because the first one was kind of funky.
Yeah,
Um, and not for nothing, I thought it was gonna be Statlander. And I think Monet did a convincing job of beating the big opponent for real this time. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
she put her down. So 4 or 5 for me.
I'll go 475. Okada versus Osprey for the Continental Championship.
Um, is it match of the night for? I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. It's definitely out there. It was solid. I mean, it was more than solid. It was really, really good. Probably like one of the two matches I would say. If you don't see anything else, watch this and the women's match we just talked about.
Yeah,
Um, I'm not mad. I was pretty crazy bastard that came out there all beat up and stuff. So like the story going into it, I think helped
yeah.
this match. So for me, I'm gonna go 4 or 5. It could be high. It could be higher, but that's what I'm sticking at.
I'll stick with 4 or 5 as well. Mox versus Cassidy versus White versus Hangman for the world title.
And it ends with a wet fart. I didn't care.
Me either.
I didn't care.
I'll
It's
go
not like
three
the
seven
match was
five.
bad, but this was a TV match.
Yeah,
I didn't care. So I'm gonna say 3-5 for me.
I'll go 375 just because Edge returned at the end.
Yeah, yeah. All right, all right, all right. 3-7. Yeah, yeah. I'll give
The
him a little
cope.
bump. It did make me feel a little joy inside. Hey, look at this guy.
Yeah,
All right,
the cope. That's what he goes by now. The cope.
all right. That's enough of that.
All right. That's World's End. Overall pay per view we give it.
I guess I'll give it a B minus. Four, a solid 4.
I'll go
B
4 as
minus.
well. I think 4. All right. Podcasts we listened to. There were quite a few that popped up. I will say listen to our truths on Chris Van Vliet. That was the first one he
Yes,
put.
that is a good. Please listen to that.
He also had and then the Ali one that he had a couple weeks back. I will say listen to that one for sure. Shout outs to Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. They did their Hall of Fame this week and the top toys and stuff this week. So definitely check out that cast as well. Oh, and shout outs to Sam Roberts interview with Cross.
Oh, really? Okay.
That was really good.
Did not.
He talked
Oh,
up.
wait, did not Sam. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That was a good one. That was
that
a
was
good one.
really good. All right, and we go to all right. So we'll pick a new person for the wrestling retrospect. You could start. You could pick one.
What was the person I said as a joke? Do you remember? I can't remember the name.
Um,
Because you said Kyle Fletcher,
it
and then
was
I
Kyle
said,
Fletcher.
I thought you meant.
Fuck,
I
who
didn't
was
say, I didn't say Mel
it?
Mascaras, did I?
No, Dr. Ragnar.
Dr. Wagner. Yes, Dr. Wagner.
All right,
Dr. Wagner.
Dr. Ragnar will be
If we
picked.
could, yo, you can know you could definitely find Dr. Wagner
Yeah, yeah.
matches
He's
on
still
YouTube.
wrestling to this day.
Oh, okay, even
Yeah,
better. Yep.
shouldn't be wrestling, but he's still wrestling to this day. All right.
Dr. Wagner.
So we wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Babble podcast, our first episode of 2025. Thank you for listening for as long as we've been doing this. It's been fun. Follow us on all your social medias. You have Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, and Twitch, and TikTok. All mark with the mic. Also follow Wrestling Inc.
Yes, sir. Follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And
Yep,
we got a WordPress. So
yep,
do
yep.
it.
Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the Jinkies.